How are you, Sam?
I'm good today.
You're good today?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm good too.
Good.
So the first question I wanted to ask you is the director is, I think, is my understanding that this is his second film, his second feature film. Were you a little bit hesitant about it because he doesn't have much experience as a director, or you just thought it was going to be fine? You trusted him?
I mean, he had a good presentation. He had this great book that had all these things in it and what he wanted to accomplish and the beasts that inhabited that particular place. And I think they were really smart to hire a majority veteran cast of people who had experience, who were really, really, really talented in a way. John C. Reilly and John Goodman, and Bree, and Tom, the young guys that they brought in. I'm not sure if it was a plan, but the young guys come in and they look at us in another kind of way, as in terms of, oh my God, you guys are film legends. And I guess for me being their leader and them looking at me that way helped work that relationship very well, so that you had enough people who understood the human aspect of what was going on, that we could do our jobs without being kind of guided or whatever. We just see each other, understand the story, understand our relationships, and make that happen. So they were able to do the technical things that allowed them to put those things in the places they needed to be, so they would get a great result.
Generally speaking, in the world, like, men have this obsession about controlling things and taking over the world. Do you think that's part of human nature? And it's because we live in a, I'm just like stretching it out, like going, like, do you think it's because we live in a patriarchy? If it was a matriarchy, it would have gone a little different?
Oh, really? You would have gone in there in a nurturing way? You would have gone in there and, tried to feed calm?
I would, actually.
Have some paella.
Oh, he would have loved that.
Be nice. Yeah, well, we see like seafood.
No, but what do you think, like, men are so controlling that we need to take over everything, as opposed to be, like, more compassionate and try to, I don't know, like, embrace?
Well, I don't know that's part of what this is. The fact that we go places and when we encounter things, we always encounter things that are bigger, stronger, faster, or dangerous. And because we have ingenuity, we feel like we can defeat that thing or control it in a specific way that either helps us. If it's not going to help us, we pretty much destroy it.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, well.
I was doing print the other day, and you were talking that you consider yourself an environmentalist person.
Yeah.
What would you recommend people to kind of help improve the situation in the planet these days, like even if it's like little things?
What? Go solar, go wind power, solar power. Stop being so dependent on fossil fuel. Get rid of pesticides. When I was a kid, I spent a lot of time on a farm, and almost everything we ate, when we picked it and brought it in to clean it before we ate it, they always had bugs or worms or something on them. There are no worms in the corn and no bugs on the greens. Something's wrong with that. If the insects and the things that live on the planet don't want to eat them, I don't want to eat them either.
That makes sense. Do you think that the industry, you've been in this business for many years, it's focusing these days more on just like cashing in more than creativity, or it goes by cycles? Like, it's always been movies that they just want to make money and there's no creativity, and the other way around.
Well,
what's your take on that?
It's called a movie business.
Yeah, I know.
So it's about making money, and people do still tell meaningful stories or stories that are poignant, that affect different portions of society or reflect how people are living in places in the world that we don't live and we want to find out about or become enlightened about, because we see films about those particular things. I think we need a bigger foreign film influx industry. But the problem with majority of Americans is they don't like reading movies. You know, I like subtitles. I want to know what's going on. I don't mind them, and I like the visual of where those people live and how they live and what their customs are. That we tend to make. We have opinions about it, but until we see them interacting in that particular culture in a particular situation, we don't tend to understand what that means until we see it. And I think more people need to be exposed to those kinds of films so that they'll understand that, you know, the world struggle is a pretty common struggle. You know, people get up every day trying to find a way for their families to live and for the kids to have a life better than the one that they experienced. It just happens in a different way, in a different space.
I concur. We don't have more time.
Okay.